Hi there, welcome to week 1 of the Zame Hair Growth Challenge. This is the scalp basics lesson. So today we're going to look into all things to do with scalp care. Now, scalp alone could take us into almost, let's say, 3 or 4 lessons. So we're going to try to compact it into one lesson and try to get as much knowledge in there as possible. So firstly, we're going to talk about some common scalp conditions, and then we're going to go into how to care for your scalp and how to prevent these issues from happening or how to manage them. So to begin with, we're going to focus on the scalp for this lesson, and the reason for this is in order to have healthy hair, you have to have a healthy scalp. So we're going to look into what makes a healthy scalp. So just like a plant needs a good base, good soil in order to grow, in order to flourish, your hair needs a healthy scalp in order to grow, in order to flourish. So everything you are looking at to do with your hair, it's going to be affected by the condition of your scalp, from the rate at which your hair grows to the strength of your hair. So all this is very important when you're looking at scalp care. So one, you have to keep the scalp clean. So this means washing your scalp. And we've had different questions into how often should the hair be washed, how often should you wash your scalp. This is going to vary from person to person. You will know that your hair is due for washing if you, let's say, scratch a little bit on your scalp, different areas, and then check and see if you have gunk under your nail. If you do, then it's a pretty good hint that it's time to wash your scalp, right? Because that means that your scalp is starting to build up on products. So this could be every 2 weeks for some people, or this could be weekly for some people. And in this case, when it comes to washing your scalp, it is non-negotiable. You have to clean your scalp. The reason for this is you have sweat, you have oil, you have product buildup, you have all of these things that can block your hair follicles and even encourage fungal overgrowth onto your scalp. We're going to go into more of the different scalp conditions, but one of the basics you have to do is wash your hair. Now, the frequency matters because we said it will depend on your scalp needs. So do not use someone else's timeline to be able to determine how often you should wash your hair. When it comes to cleaning, you want to use a gentle shampoo that is going to clean without stripping your hair. So say for some people, you need to wash your hair as often as twice a month. Others, you may end up doing it every week, which would be 4 times a month. So if you're doing it that often, you need something that is not going to dry out your hair and dry out. If your hair is going to eventually be weak and it's going to break off. This is where we're going to the different types of shampoos we have. There is a moisturizing shampoo, sulfate-based shampoo, or an heavy cleaning, clarifying shampoo. So these two shampoos are different in a way that one, a moisturizing shampoo is going to remove some layers of product off of your hair, but it's not going to remove everything. So if you have 5 layers on your hair, it's going to remove, let's say, 3, and it leaves 2. Now you're going to add 5 more, right? If you take the same amount of time to wash your hair. So now the ones that used to be 5 will now be 7. Then you're going to apply that same moisturizing shampoo and it's going to remove another 3. Now you see it's going to keep leaving some products on. Now these will keep building up over time. So when you feel like your hair is no longer feeling clean, you go in with a clarifying shampoo. This removes everything, so it will take you back to 0. But now you see the problem is if you use a clarifying shampoo all the time, you're going to end up in, let's say, negatives, because you start with 5, then the clarifying shampoo will remove like 7. So you'll end up in like -2, right? Which is terrible for your hair. So a moisturizing shampoo is something that you should use more regularly, and then once your hair feels like it's no longer getting clean, you go in with a clarifying shampoo. That means you need to use a clarifying shampoo once every, let's say, 3 months or 6 months, depending on your own hair needs, right? So a clarifying shampoo is something like